It's payday. Your phone buzzes, you check your bank app, you actually smile at your phone, which is not something adults do very often. That number sitting in your account? Beautiful. Gorgeous. You feel powerful. You feel responsible. You think, this month is going to be different. And then, 3 weeks later, you're calculating whether you can eat rice for 5 days straight and still call it a lifestyle choice. What happened? Where did it go? You didn't buy a yacht? You didn't fund a space program? You just lived. And somehow that was enough to drain everything. Today, we're going to figure out exactly why your money has the audacity to vanish before the month is even over, and what you can actually do about it. No boring finance lecture, no condescending skip your morning coffee advice, just the real, uncomfortable, slightly embarrassing truth. Let's get into it. Part 1. The Payday Illusion. The moment your salary hits your account, your brain does something really sneaky. It looks at that number and immediately feels rich. Not, I have a diversified investment portfolio rich, just, I can afford the guacamole rich. And that feeling, that's dangerous. Psychologists call it the wealth illusion. You see a big number and your brain registers it as abundance, even if that number has 12 different obligations already waiting to eat it alive. Your rent is waiting. Your subscriptions are waiting. Your phone bill, your electricity, your internet, all of them queued up like they bought tickets to a concert called Your Paycheck. But you don't think about that on payday. On payday, you think about the new shoes, the dinner out, the thing you've been wanting for 3 weeks, because you deserve it. You worked hard. And honestly, you're not wrong. You do deserve nice things. The problem isn't treating yourself. The problem is treating yourself before you've handled your business. Part 2. The invisible expenses. Now, here's where it gets genuinely wild. Most people, if you ask them where their money goes, would list the big stuff. Rent, food, transport. Done. But that's like describing your house and only mentioning the front door. The real money leaks are invisible. Not because they're hidden, but because they're so normalized we stop noticing them. Let me walk you through a day in the life of your money. You wake up. You open your phone. Somewhere in the background, a streaming service charged you. And another one. And actually, wait. Do you still have that free trial you forgot to cancel from 4 months ago? Yes, you do. You get to work. You grab a coffee on the way because you are running late and the coffee at the office is genuinely terrible and you are not an animal. That's fine. But it's also every single day. 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. That small coffee is now a 4-figure annual expense. You eat lunch out because you didn't meal prep. Again, because life is hard, and meal prepping requires a level of Sunday afternoon discipline that, frankly, most of us are still working on. After work, you get a notification. Something is on sale, just 40% off for today only. You don't need it, but 40% off is basically free money if you think about it sideways. So you buy it. None of these things feel like spending. They feel like existing. And that's exactly the trap. Part 3. Lifestyle creep. The villain nobody talks about. Here's something nobody warned you about when you got your first real job. When your income goes up, your spending almost always goes up with it. Not because you decided to be reckless, not because you made a plan, just automatically, quietly, without asking your permission. You start earning more, so you upgrade your apartment. Bigger apartment means higher rent, means more furniture to fill it. Now you need a nicer couch for the nicer space. And the old plates look wrong in this kitchen, so you get a promotion. Suddenly, the restaurant you used to think was a treat becomes your regular spot. The clothes you used to buy start feeling insufficient. Your standards for everything quietly climb. This is called lifestyle creep, and it is one of the most effective ways to ensure that no matter how much money you earn, you always feel like you don't have enough. The cruel irony? The more you earn, the more you can spend, and the more sophisticated your spending becomes. Rich people don't blow money on obvious things. They blow it on experiences, on quality, on investing in themselves. It all sounds responsible. It's still lifestyle creep. And it isn't always fancy spending. It's just the shift in priorities that sneaks up on you. You might be saving less, not because you've been blowing money on trips, but because your budget is stretched by these hidden escalations. You think you're saving more, but you're actually saving less because the price of your standard of living has actually gone up. It's not easy to avoid it. Lifestyle creep is so much more than just willpower. It's a programming problem.
Part 4. The social tax. Let's talk about something people really don't want to admit. A significant portion of your money doesn't go toward things you actually want. It goes toward things that other people might notice. The outfit for the event, the round of drinks you bought because it was your turn and you didn't want to seem cheap, the gift you overspent on because you felt weird giving something modest, the vacation you booked because everyone else was going and the photos would have been too painful to watch from home. Social spending is real. It's expensive, and it operates on a logic that has absolutely nothing to do with your financial goals. There's an old concept, keeping up with the Joneses, but the modern version is so much more intense. Now you're not just keeping up with your neighbors, you're keeping up with curated highlight reels from people across the entire planet. You see someone your age with a beautiful apartment, a dream trip, a full wardrobe, and your brain registers it as a data point about what a normal life looks like. It is not a data point. It is a performance. But your wallet doesn't know the difference. Part 5. The math problem you're avoiding. Here's a question. Do you actually know your monthly expenses? Not a vague sense, not a rough feeling. The actual number. What it costs you, specifically, to exist for 30 days. Most people don't know. And the reason most people don't know is that knowing is slightly terrifying. As long as it's vague, there's plausible deniability. You can tell yourself, I probably spend too much on food, without having to confront the number that proves it. But here's the thing. The money doesn't care whether you're watching it or not. It leaves either way. The only difference is whether you learn from where it went. Tracking your spending, even just for 1 month, even imperfectly, is one of the most clarifying financial exercises you can do. Not because it will shame you into discipline, but because it replaces vague anxiety with actual information. And actual information is something you can work with.
Okay, you've been very patient. Let's talk about solutions. And I want to be upfront. I'm not going to tell you to stop spending on things you enjoy. That's not a financial strategy. That's a punishment. And punishments don't stick. The real fix is about structure, not sacrifice. First, pay yourself before you pay everyone else. The moment your salary lands, move a portion, any portion, even a small one, into a separate account before you touch anything else. Not after rent, not after groceries. First, before, non-negotiable. This is called paying yourself first, and it works because it removes the decision from your hands. The money is gone before your brain can propose 17 compelling reasons to spend it. Second, make your fixed costs visible. List every recurring payment you have, every subscription, every bill, every direct debit. Put the actual numbers down. Add them up. Now you know the true floor of your expenses, the minimum your life costs before you make a single discretionary choice. Most people have never done this and are genuinely shocked by the result. Third, give yourself permission to spend on a budget. Budgets work best when they include fun. Give yourself a real, guilt-free spending allowance for the month. When it's gone, it's gone. But while it lasts, you spend it without stress because you've already handled everything else. This one shift, from vague guilt to structured permission, changes your relationship with money entirely. Fourth, attack one leak at a time. You don't have to fix everything. Pick one thing. The subscriptions you don't use, the daily coffee, the impulse buys. Address one thing per month. Small, consistent changes build into genuinely different financial outcomes over time.
Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Your salary disappearing isn't a sign that you're bad with money. It's a sign that you're human, navigating a world that is specifically designed to extract money from you at every turn. The apps, the sales, the social pressure, the payday illusion, the lifestyle creep. None of this is accidental. There are entire industries built around the gap between when you get paid and when you run out. But awareness is the first weapon, and you now have more of it than you did 10 minutes ago. You don't need a perfect system. You don't need to become a finance monk who lives on nothing and documents every cent. You just need a little more intention than you had yesterday, and a little more than that the month after. Your money should be working for you, not disappearing on you. Start somewhere. Start small. Start now.